Every time you lie in my place, I do wanna say it's you my babe. I won't be too late.
Hello there, welcome to our little Sweden/Denmark trip. Our flight to Denmark was quite early, so obviously we had to start from breakfast. I'm not the biggest fan of flying, but the flight from England to Copenhagen is really short. It's just under 2 hours, so it really wasn't too bad. And the airport is really cool. We had some time to kill before our train to Sweden, so we grabbed a little coffee. And you can really tell I overdid it with the caffeine by how shaky my hands are. We were really surprised at how clean the train station was actually. We've only been in Denmark for 2 hours and it's already on another level. Welcome back to News at 10.
The weather is fucking weather.
It is weather. We're at a station. We're at a station in Denmark. We're just waiting for our train to go see Sixten and Nyhavn because Nyhavn's already there. We're just waiting for our, I think it's towards Malmö. I hope we're going on the right train. We probably won't. You'll see us lost on the news. Thankfully, we did make it on the right train. And we got to see some insane views on the way to Sweden. Then Sixten very kindly picked us up from the train station. And he brought along this cutie. And, excuse my pronunciation please, Ängelholm was absolutely incredible. Like, it's so beautiful and I bet in the summertime it's just mwah. Then Sixten took us to a local supermarket, and I don't know about you, but going to a supermarket in a foreign country for me is like literally the best part of the trip. Like, what do you mean they grow fresh lettuce in the shop? And look how neat everything is. Then once we got our essentials and some snacks, it was time to go back to Sixten's place. And there, he got us to try some licorice. And when I tell you that this thing is diabolical, you need to believe me. It was disgusting. I feel like this is what smelling salts tastes like if you ate some, which you shouldn't, but if you did. The licorice is caked in salt, and it literally hurts to eat. But then we got to wash it down with this delicious cheese spread thingy. And then it was time to set off for dinner. Erica the legend grabbed us a little pre-drink. On our way to the station, we realized that almost every window has a lamp on the windowsill. Seriously though, the Swedes do their lighting so well. All the lights made the town feel so cozy, even in the middle of winter. And after just a short train ride, we made it to our destination, Helsingborg, and the city honestly blew us away. Again, it just felt so welcoming and cozy with all the nice lights everywhere. Then Sixten took us to a German restaurant for dinner. We ordered some massive beers, and Sixten's dad was playing live music there. The food was insane, and we made the mistake of ordering a full-size schnitzel instead of a half. We didn't realize how big the full portion is actually going to be. We cleared the plates though, very proud. After food, we decided to play a little game, and it didn't end well. But never mind the broken glass, we had the best evening. Then it was time for us to walk back. We got to see some more of the beautiful lights. And when we got back to Sixten's, we had some more drinks, played some games, and it was time to sleep. We started our second day in Sweden with some amazing breakfast. But this wasn't it. We had a second breakfast planned with Sixten's mum, and it was in this beautiful restaurant by the sea. It was this buffet-style breakfast, and honestly, I was like, I just wanted to fill my plate with everything because it all looked so good. I ended up choosing some fish because, duh, we're by the sea. And getting to meet Sixten's mum was absolutely amazing. She is literally like the coolest and the warmest person ever. And here's Sixten. Then Sixten took us to another seaside town, but I have no idea what this one's called. The view was absolutely stunning though, until I turned around. And here's Andrew looking for crabs. Then I joined him and gave him a major scare by constantly slipping over the rocks. We did find a little crab though, but I think it was dead. And after our very windy walk by the sea, we went to see Sixten's dad and he prepared some nice dinner for us. And this day's plan for dinner was Swedish meatballs. And for starter, we had some herring and smoked salmon. Here's the gang prepping the meatballs. And here's Alvin having a cuddle with Carolina before he jumped in to prep the carrots, using this interesting contraption. And here's Andrew preparing everyone's starter. Honestly, I'm not a big fan of herring, but this was absolutely delicious. So I'm officially no longer scared of herring. And here we go, the guys made like 1 million meatballs. And honestly, the food smells were amazing. I think all of us literally couldn't wait for the food. Not like we had 2 breakfasts on the day as well. Then it was time for the last step, the mash. Once everything was ready, we sat down and got started. Honestly, the fish starter was insane. And after that, it was time for the Swedish meatballs. We all literally just filled up our plates. And having that with the lingonberries, insane. I think all of us were too full to move after our Swedish dinner. A huge thank you to Sixten's dad for all the delicious food. The plan for our third day in Sweden was going to the sauna. We really had to sweat out the food we had the days before. But before we start our healthy ways, we nipped out to a local bakery and grabbed some Swedish pastries. On our way back to Sixten's apartment, we stopped by at a little cafe, and then we visited a local souvenir shop where Andrew got us a little tote bag to take home. And once we got back to Sixten's, it was time to try out the pastries we got earlier. They were really good. Then Sixten drove us to the sauna place. It was in another town and it actually had snow, which was perfect for a sauna day. It was such a nice sauna as well. And although I am a massive wuss, I wouldn't miss my chance to get in the pond. And this is the aftermath of the pond. The cold water felt absolutely amazing, but I did come out covered in shit, and who knows what. After a few amazing hours in the sauna, we decided to take a little walk on the nearby beach, and it was so beautiful. Like, I can only imagine how amazing it is in the summertime here. It was really cold though, even after steaming in the sauna for hours. And I think Ellis decided to warm up by climbing stuff. We also collected some shells and pebbles, took loads of pictures, and then I chased everyone down. Then Sixten took us to some old bunker on a beach. Didn't expect to see that. And then all these silly geese decided to climb down the bunker and give me an anxiety attack. When it was time to walk back to the car, we walked past this creepy looking bog, but then we got to see this really cute deer family. When we made it back to Sixten's, we were starving. And on this night, Ellis, who's an insane chef, made food for all of us, including this insane chocolate mousse. And for the main, we had some amazing burgers. These were seriously like some of the best burgers I've ever had. And as if life couldn't get better, Ellis made baconaise fries. And here you can see all the toppings of the burgers. Honestly, chef's kiss, you need to try those. We're all so lucky to have a friend who feeds us so well. And to finish our last night in Sweden, we went out for a beer in a local bar, and Ellis and his smashed ankle got carried home. The next day we had an early morning train to Denmark, and Sixten and Ellis kindly prepared us some sandwiches for the train. And while we were chatting away, Alvin was having the best nap ever. Once we made it to Copenhagen, we got to see this really cool aquarium. Then we bought our tickets to the city center and got on the train. I've never been to Copenhagen before, so I literally couldn't wait to see it. And once we got there, it was gorgeous. Very cold though. So if you do go in winter, don't be like me. Wear an actual winter coat, please. We stopped by a little coffee shop to warm up, and that was really nice. And after that, we started exploring the city, and I obviously had to film the flower shop, the biggest tourist attraction. And here's Andrew looking super cool. Then we got to Christiania, but I didn't film much of it. And then we got to Nyhavn. Please excuse my pronunciation if that's not how it's called. Obviously, we had to stop for some pictures. I love this area. Honestly, it was so beautiful, but it was definitely freezing, so would love to come back in the summertime. But we just kept exploring the city. Then we stumbled upon this area with some really cool lanterns. Since we were in the city for just one day, we wanted to cram as much in as we could. We walked past the Copenhagen Botanical Garden, got to see some butterflies and this big old rock. Turns out it's a meteorite. We also got to walk around the Rosenborg Castle. It looked really nice. I bet it's even nicer in the summertime because it has a beautiful garden next to it. And then sadly we had to say goodbye to Alvin because he had to leave earlier than us. And after saying our goodbyes at the station, it was time for us to find a little place for a drink. This is when you try to run away from something in your dream. We got to see some really pretty streets on our way to the bar. We got some beers and saw that the bar has some dice, so we played Perudo. Then it was time for us to find a place to eat. So we found this traditional Danish restaurant. The food was so good. I ordered a stew, Andrew ordered some duck, Sixten got pork, and I think Ellis got herring. I had major food envy, even though my meal was so good as well. After all the food, we got really tired, so we decided it's time to go back to the hotel and just chill for the rest of the evening. We played some table tennis, got some drinks, then we went up to the lounge, talked about the trip, recapped everything like old people. And before we knew it, it was time to say our sad goodbye to Sixten. Thank you for having us, Sixten, you absolute freaking legend. If you're still here, thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed the video, and for more similar videos in the future, I would be super thankful if you subscribe to the channel. See you in the next one. Mwah!